Oh, damn, that's right. That was a genuine It's On.
I know, I can feel that one.
Yeah. We're in Clown World, Mask World.
We're in that world.
Yeah.
And we're going to Wegmans.
To Wegmans, like we usually be doing.
So like every vlog with you is this.
This is Wegmans.
Like if we just compilate, like did a whole compilation of Whole Foods and Wegmans runs. All over the country though. Not even just in New Jersey.
Yeah, it would just be.
Use you as a thumbnail and get views also.
Wherever your overpriced food is, that's where you'll catch us on the way too. Somebody was saying the other day that being vegan is racist in classes. And I was like, man.
What was the justification there?
You know, whatever mental gymnastics they did, I just.
That's a lot of work.
That's a gold medalist mental gymnast.
Not eating animals is racist.
I'm like, yo, don't
Somebody please explain.
They eat rice and beans in the poorest places.
Yeah.
What you mean?
What the fuck?
They're just eating cornmeal somewhere else in the world. Like,
yeah.
What we got here.
What? Meat is like a luxury in some places, most places.
How many mental somersaults do you have to do to arrive there?
Olympic ones.
Yeah. That's one of the most recent things that happened to me.
But you've been getting censored a lot lately, right?
Oh yeah, my YouTube is currently suspended. My PayPal shut down. Instagram got deleted. Yeah, I'm doing all right. My Facebook got suspended for 72 hours.
Really?
Yeah.
And then they told you it was a mistake.
Yeah, my Instagram, they said it was a mistake, yeah.
And you still can't log in?
Still can't log in. Now, you used to be able to search for me, and then it just didn't show my post. Now it just says Instagrammer. With like,
really?
Yeah, and it shows like my following. The only thing that's like saving me is that I put my new Instagram name in the description. So I'm getting some of the people back, but whatever, it's the end of the world. It doesn't really matter. Anybody that, at this point, anybody that doesn't, you know, they're not aware of the breath, they're probably not gonna be, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So, yeah, man, talking to myself at this point, right?
My bad, I was just over here trying to see.
No, I was just saying, for me to post online at this point, it's kind of like talking to myself.
Yeah.
But then people probably like, bruh, you still got like 2,300 followers on your little sub account, bruh.
Yeah, at least you had that, John. You know, you was kind of ready for this.
Yeah, that's the only one I really promoted, and I'm glad I did. Of course, I promoted it, so it wasn't successful.
Well, everyone can go follow that one.
Yeah, the one that I was just ready to kamikazeing. I was Instagram kamikazeer with the other one.
You got like 5 accounts.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah, I have 5.
That was a wild number. I didn't really know you had 5. I thought it was like 3. Maybe
one
2.
is the Tao Te Ching. It's called Tao Te Ching, the number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should check that out. It's just the book itself. And then a couple of Oahu Ching verses too.
Yeah, that's a cool one.
I love the Oahu Ching.
Too.
Like if I had a son, maybe I'll name him that.
Wow.
Right? I think it means for the barbarians though.
Really?
Yeah, because you know the book, like see the book burnings just be happening, and people just be being hateful. So in China, when the Buddhists start taking over and the Taoists was losing, it's pretty much just like Democrat Republican. And it goes back and forth in some places.
Yeah.
But like when the Buddhists was taking over, they were burning all the books. You know, and Huao Ching is one of them books that they suppressed, but it means for the barbarians because the Taoists was calling the Buddhist barbarians. Oh. That's just crazy at that point where you're like spiritually at that, like Buddhists, y'all some barbarians.
Yeah, like Buddhists?
Yeah. I guess they was so spiritually inclined that it makes a Buddhist a barbarian.
I mean, yeah, compared to like a Taoist.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, and it's
it's like, yeah.
Like, because I guess people get lost in the discernment. They get lost, in the distinctions, They get lost in, like, heaven or nirvana or hell. Yeah. They get lost in them things, I think, and that's what kind of, like, I feel like the Tao is, like, doesn't really matter. You're going to end up in the same place, you know what I mean? One way or another. Everything, all rivers flow to the sea.
Right. So, up or down the ladder. So shaky.
Yeah, like, evil motherfuckers, non-evil motherfuckers, everybody's ultimate destination is the same, so.
Yeah.
I feel like it like kind of absorbs all religions. Like all the religions is like fragments of that sentiment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people clinging and attaching to parts of that process. Like this is heaven. You're like, no, it's just you're on your way to the Tao. It doesn't really matter. You're on your way where you came from.
Right. Yeah. What was I gonna say?
Imagine trying to grab the Tao. That's what like distinctions are.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
Trying to hold on to them?
Yeah. Like this is heaven. you'd be like, it's kind of like you just grabbed a river right there.
Yeah. Like, can you say that? Can a human just be like, yep.
This is heaven.
This is heaven.
This is hell. Isn't that your human opinion?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. I forget what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about December 21st. Oh, I guess December 21st for idiots. Like, if you could, not like to say y'all are all idiots, but.
Oh yeah, for idiots.
You know, for someone who's like, what?
Okay, for idiots.
What does that mean? What does universal disclosure say?
I mean, people that like, you know, they need the mainstream narrative of things.
Yeah.
They could Wikipedia the Great Conjunction, and it's an alignment that hasn't happened in 800 years. You know.
They already make articles.
Or some people say 600 years or whatever, but whatever. It has a Wikipedia page. You know what I mean?
The Great Conjunction.
Yeah, the effects of that alignment are kind of up for debate, but anybody that's aware of Martin Kinney, they got a different perspective on the effects of that alignment, and essentially, it's like there's gonna be a solar flash, like a lot of the Q people, the QAnon people, they don't even know that they know, kind of in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So like they have the solar flash thing there in their the Q page I always see, that, you know, that thing with all the things on it. I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
All these dots that are connected. See, that's the thing. Like the Tao is like, this is all Tao.
Right.
But
it's no separation.
Yeah.
Of anything.
But people be like, you know, making their distinctions, and I always see that the solar flash, the great solar flash. And in 1859 it happened, but it was a smaller one. This guy's last name was Carrington. He was monitoring the sun, and he was like, man, that was a crazy flash right there. We should probably watch out. And then, like, sure enough, in the next few days, it was like a, you know, solar geomagnetic storm, and like it was so much aurora borealis type light in the sky that like it basically, there was no day. I mean, there's no night. I mean, like, even at night, it was so bright out that people in Australia everywhere, they was all experiencing the same aurora borealis effect in the sky, and like, you could read books in the newspaper and stuff at night.
Yeah.
And then the telegram. It was
like Alaska be kind of, right? Or no?
Yeah. And then like Alaska right now, in some places it's dark for 67 days. Like the sun just set in Alaska, and they're like, bye sun, for 67 days.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
That is depression.
That's crazy, right? And then you're in the sun, and in the summer you probably getting like 67 days of
light.
Yeah, just being like psycho.
It's insane.
Yeah. So,
people are not supposed to live there. Anyway.
I know, right? Just a migrating place.
Yeah.
But somebody was like, I'm staying.
So is this a dangerous thing?
For some people, you know what I mean? Like
should we be scared? Should people be worried about December 21st?
Well, like, you know, anybody that's in the holotropic breathing and they know about the breath and like what the breath can do, like how it gives you a psychedelic effect, like the more you circulate the blood and control your nervous system with the breathing, and you get those like psychedelic effects. And if the air is becoming more rich, then a typical breath will give you those psychedelic effects. So even if you're breathing shallow and unconscious,
you won't even have to like do it.
So people that aren't in touch with the breathing, they're gonna just be like, oh my God, am I sick? Am I possessed? Yeah. What is going on inside my brain? All these colors, I've never seen this before. And it's like, it's just your body being awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And
then they're gonna probably blame that on what, COVID? Is that
that's what the COVID-20. Anybody that's seen the movie or the movie trailer Songbird?
Yeah, that shit is like, what's happening?
Yeah, I think it comes out December 11th on the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
But Songbird is insane. Yeah. It's about COVID-23. But, you know, COVID-20 was about to drop on top of this COVID-19, like Jay-Z dropping on top of Nas albums. Like, nobody's gonna remember COVID-19. This shit hits.
Yeah.
So this was all just the test run for that the real virus. But anybody that's gunky, not in touch with the breathing, you know, filled with pus, swollen, you know what I mean? Again, everything's inside, so you know, inflammation and eating inflammatory foods is causing. That's what hell is. Inflammation. You know what I mean? So it's.
Yeah.
You know, people that are inflamed or swollen, those are the same.
Right.
Some people just like sculpt their swelling more than others. But it's just.
Mine's chiseled.
Yeah, like you're just swollen aesthetically.
Right.
Aesthetically swollen. Yeah, those people, you know, that even them, they're gonna suffer. You know what I mean? From something like that, from a corona, from that having that much light in the air, they would suffer. You know what I mean? Because your circulation, so much blood is swelling. A lot of swelling is blood. And, you know, you injure an area, then the blood's gonna go to that area. So if you're constantly injuring your muscles and keeping the blood in your tissue, then your circulation to your organs isn't like it would be.
Right.
So when you have something like this happen where there's a bunch of light in the air, then, you know, you would suffer just because there's just so much light in the air, you know? And,
yeah.
And you're not used to circulating that much light in your blood to your organs, to your brain. So, I mean, that's why people say muscle heads and, you know, the jocks and everything's like, duh. It's like, no, they're not stupid. They have the capacity, but they just don't have as much blood in their brain because they're not consciously circulating the blood with their breathing.
Yeah.
So, anybody that's swollen like that, and then of course, obviously, the people that are just like grossly obese and swollen, you know, those people will suffer from something like that, having that much electricity in the air.
Yeah.
You know, because I know, like, I got to keep it in this conversation, because if I go into like it's prana, it's chi, it's life force, and all that, then I'm gonna lose people. But it's just electricity in the air. You know what I mean? Resonance in the air, or dark matter, you know, dark energy, whatever you want to call it. Then some people probably, that sounds like voodoo.
Right. This sounds satanic.
Yeah, right. And melanin, whatever you want to call that. You know what I mean? When it's just rich in the air, then people are going to have a purge, because the body's just like, oh, I don't need none of this stuff that's already in me. I need this light. It's like if you had organic or something like that's better than all the things that you typically have. Like, even if, like, say you were eating hamburger helper, and then you go and eat like filet mignon. You know what I mean? You're like, yo, my body would rather feed off of this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it's been exposed to this.
Right.
So when you get exposed to like really nourishing, rich light that's like full light spectrum light, and it's not like this broken ass light that we get exposed to now. You know, it's got a more clear pattern. So like once the body's getting reminded of that, every time you ingest something, your body's like reminded of how to make that. So then your body's like, what? Now we're a factory. We can make this on our own. We don't need this food, so we gotta purge this shit. Like,
yeah.
And so people are gonna be like thinking they're sick, but the body's just like, nah, we're just super, and we're gonna get rid of this crap that we didn't need.
Yeah. So then they're gonna probably turn to vaccines, though, thinking they're sick, right? Or I'm thinking, like, you know, for the people that don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like even at me at this stage of like living a liquid life and everything like this, I still feel like I'm gonna still go through fucking some shit when this happens. So I'm like, I can only imagine some people that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just be trying to have compassion, like, bro, whoa, that'd be a crazy purge to do all at once. Like, you are probably gonna kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if something like that was to happen, I don't see how you could stick around, boss. Like,
you're saying for somebody that's just like super gunky?
Yeah, right. Like if you was to purge all at once.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? If you super gunky and you ain't never purged, and then you have to purge like against your will. You know, because right now that's the thing. I've hurt my body enough in my lifetime where I'm like, all right, cool. All right, I'm gonna gradually purge for the rest of my existence. Like, you know what I mean? And then now I'm in a stage where I'm like, I feel like it's just not, my cells have regenerated from a better template. I'm not feeding my body trash light. So and I'm cultivating the light through the breath. So then it's to me it's just a totally different experience, like of detox. Whereas other people like I'm conscious of the detox. I know, like, when I'm like, I just created some toxins. I mean, whether it be a smoothie or whatever, you know what I'm like, yeah, that's funny right there. I'm gonna have to deal with that. But other people be like, they never wanted to expose themselves to the realities of this shit. Yeah. So they're not, like, detox symptoms aren't part of their life.
Right.
Like for you, you know, if you have a meal, like if I was to have a meal right now, I'm gonna have to treat that the same way as somebody that drinks a night of alcohol. Yeah. And the next day, I'm gonna be like hungover. Yeah. Fully hungover.
And have to eat it.
Yeah. So I think that, imagine just having the worst hangover, feeling possessed, and then like you're gonna be throwing up. You know, all that stuff is gonna be happening. You know what I mean?
I threw up the other day.
Your body's just like recalibrating.
It's like already happening.
Yeah, your body's not really letting you. You know, like we're just like going into this heavenly state, and then you're just like holding on to what you know, like. Yeah. And there's no stopping it now. Yeah. So you just be accepting it, and then you just gotta like meet people there. You can't carry anybody, and I think that's the problem. I mean, that's what makes us eat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's never a lack. It's just hard to go through that process.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a challenge.
you'd rather do it now than later. And yeah, so today I'm acid fasting. Right. And just people like, I'm gonna discredit everything you said because you just did acid.
This guy is just talking about drugs, just promoting drugs.
Yeah, like, I don't know, to me, I'd rather do acid than most foods. You know what I mean? Some smoothies are cool still, like, as far as, like, the entertainment value. Because it's all drugs. But, so, like...
It's all drugs.
It's really drugs, but,
That's the part that's, like, when you say the hangover part, I don't think most people would even get it. Because they've been... contrast. Yeah, I was going to say they don't even know anything else other than the hangover they've been in for all their life.
Like, people don't even know, like, right now the whole time I'm on, like, 6 tabs of acid. We had this conversation, like...
Plot twist?
It's so regular to me. Like, it's not enough of a contrast.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing all this breath work, it's not that far from a bunch of tabs of acid. The ecstasy of how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
So doing that much breath work and then doing acid is kind of like almost a step down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To where you're just like, you know, kind of like the same way anybody does anything, I guess, as far as drugs or whatever. It's a step down. You know, it's not like acid is intense. It's like, it's a lazy way to breathe all day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, now I know I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to put no calories in my system, really. You know what I mean? Because the acid makes you feel everything.
Yeah.
So then, that's another thing too. It's funny. Because people always say stuff like, man, shrooms make me nauseous or whatever. I'm like, no, you were already nauseous.
Oh, yeah.
You were already, stomach was upset already. You just didn't feel it.
Right.
So the acid...
You have more awareness.
Yeah, the acid always just reminds me of like every little... Since it's such a tiny... they do it by the microgram. So it's such a tiny change in your alchemy. You know what I mean? It's the tiniest change. And people be talking about like, man, acid makes me do this. I'm like, no, you were already on all those, you know what I mean, feelings.
Yeah.
But this little change, now you can feel it. These small, tiny changes made you feel all of the small parts of you.
You're right.
You know what I mean? And that
just kind of exposes everything.
Yeah. So I kind of use acid as like a governor to fast. At this point, when I'm in society, if I'm monking it and I'm out in the mountains, it's easy to do 5-8 hours of breath work a day, and then by the end of it, like I'm ready to go to sleep for a few hours or whatever, and pop back up and do the normal thing, kind of, and fill those gaps, those voids with breath work. But in society, it's like it's a different dynamic for me.
Yeah, still a lot of shit in the air.
Because it's already like a social agreement to do drugs.
Mm-hmm.
You're already like...
Everybody's on drugs.
Yeah, like I'm already meeting you at drug. I don't want to disrespect you, so...
Yeah.
Because I'm going to just sound so pious if I come in here sober doing 8 hours of breath work every day. Like, we're not even going to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
So many times I'm going to not want to say things, and then you're going to think I'm pious because I'm not saying things. You know what I mean? I'm just really just like, I'm just observing and letting you hear yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Just talking to you.
Which is really giving you the time of day to express yourself.
Yeah.
But people be like, no, interrupt me, yo. Interrupt me and argue with me, yo.
Right.
You know what I mean? I be bullying myself. Bully me. You know, so.
Get in on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you don't do it, they be like, shot. That's the love thing, where people like, they're so like afraid of that. Like my man was saying, he's like, it must suck being loved, bro. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like,
John is hilarious.
Yeah, like, it's so real how people be afraid of it.
My battery's dying.
Yeah. Okay, so it's about to die.
2020 Tantra.
Yeah, at Taylor _Bud5.
Wait, I'll put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Since Instagram is now censoring everybody.
Yeah, I spell it like Tailor.
Like a Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mom Dukes.
Right.
Yeah. Alrighty then. I don't know what else to say.
Sweet, send it out. What if you just talk?
The best dog.
Sweet.
He knows English better than I know dog.
Sweetums.
You ready for a walk, boy?
He's ready.